Hello everybody and welcome back to Train Sim World. Now today is the 3rd of the 1st, 2021, which means that today is the last day of the class 483s, right? I think they're 483s, aren't they? Hang on. Yes, I'm pretty sure. It literally says it on the screen as well. Isle of Wight 483. Yes, so today's the last day of the 483s on the Isle of Wight. And obviously there's a lot of hype about, sadness, I guess, about the fact that, you know, they've been in service for like 80 years now. So, you know, they've done well. They've done well. I think it's like 83, 84 years. So I thought, you know what, we'll join in with all of the with all of this sort of ceremoniousness, if you will, of these trains unfortunately being taken out of service by driving the Isle of Wight. What better way to sort of commemorate their years of service, you know? So we're going to be driving the last two services that are going to be run by these. 2 Delta 70, although it looks like it might be a typo because looking at the real-time trains, I think it's actually 2 Uniform 70, but, you know, whatever. We'll let them get away with it. Anyway, yeah, so I thought we'd drive the last 2 services of this train. Ironically enough, we've actually been given 007. Nice, that's actually the train that will be running these services later on today. Obviously not today if you're you're not watching it on that date, but you get the point. So yeah, last time to see these things. Now unfortunately, obviously because of COVID, you know, times are a bit tough and you can't go and see them. There was going to be a sort of a big celebration of them, and 007 had been specially sort of refurbished, ready for this day and all that. Yeah, unfortunately that's not going to happen. However, of course, we have it immortalised on Train Sim World for anybody to play whenever they like. So yeah, that's a good thing. So yes, let's get the train set up. It should be pretty much set up. I'm going to leave the doors for a second. Lower the seat because for some reason the game starts with the seat up. Turn the cab light on. Right. Reverse the forwards. There's no brake tests or anything we've got to do in this train, is there? Not that I'm aware of. There's probably brake tests that you have to do, really, but stick it into minimum, like that. Not the torch. That's not what I want. And here we go. The last 2 services. Look, people have really come out for the last service, haven't they? Right. Okay. Here we go. Doors closing. Mind the doors, please. Mind the doors. Beautiful. And we'll run back to the cab. There we go. Yeah, I found out where, since the last time I recorded this, I found out where the doors actually are. Yeah, this is the last train, people. Hang on. No more trains, I'm afraid. You gotta go home now. Goodbye. Let's get going, shall we? Or not. Or not, because I forget to release the brakes. That's a good start. I'm sure the rest of the journey will be just as smooth as that. Right, come on then. I'm going to turn the cab light off because this is how it should be driven, really. Although, to be fair, you know what? Last train, last service, and all that. If we're going to do this properly, they'll probably leave the cab door open. Hello, do you want to have a look out the front? You can go stand there if you like. Sometimes they do this. Whether they would on a British rail, I don't know. But you know, it's not a particularly heavy traffic line, so I can imagine they'd probably get away with doing something like this. So yeah, you know, 007. Last day of service for her, eh? And obviously all the others as well. Numbers, obviously, 6 and 8 were the ones that were running the service for a considerable amount of time now. 007 has been out a few times before today. When 6 and 8 failed at the same time. I mean, one failed after the other, but you know, they were both failed sort of together. The failures coexisted with each other, unfortunately. So yeah. Oh, I call the whistle. But yeah. So yeah, 007 has had a bit of use since its overhaul. But other than that, it's mainly mean that 6 and 8 have been running the service. Especially refurbished 007. She's actually got a special nameplate last day of the trains. So, or not nameplate, sorry, destination boards. They've actually put special destination boards in the front. Obviously today we're running with the defaults because you can't... Well, you can't... I could have reskinned it, but... too much effort. I would have also ran with an island line reskin or a livery, if you want to be technical. This is exactly... Yes. I can drive this route, trust me. I'm just not concentrating on it. I'm gonna actually... I don't usually, but I'm gonna go do that. And we're gonna roll backwards. Normally I just open the doors because it's too long-winded to try and do this, but you know, it's a special run. We want to do it properly, don't we? So I'm just gonna close the door so none of you people can interfere, right? I bet they'll all get off at Lake, won't they? They're all gonna get off here, aren't they? Go on then. Leave the train just like you always do. This is Train Sim World after all. This isn't real life. There we go. See, I told you they'd all get off. Oh, actually. Oh, I'm impressed by the amount of people who actually stayed on the train. Oh, okay, fair enough. Mate, if you're not getting on the train, you better go home. This is the last one. No more. We all ready? Nearly. Mind the doors, please. Doors are closing. Mind the doors. This is the last train. This is also the last train for about 3 months or something, isn't it? They're closing the line to do like full-on engineering works, ready for the introduction of the D-stocks. Oh no, I was going to leave that open. There we go. There you go, people. You know what I might actually do next time? I might do it properly. I might remove the key and take it with me. Hopefully next time we can also stop in the correct place. That might be nice. So yeah. D-trains. Coming soon to the Isle of Wight near you. It would be really nice if they actually decided to do a D-train DLC. And, I mean, I kind of can't imagine it happening, but at the same time, I also think they might. Let's just hope, fingers crossed, that we actually get a D-train DLC for this, for the Isle of Wight, because that would be lovely. I would love to see that. Lovely old whistles. They do sound like that in real life as well, so, you know, it's actually really not a bad representation. I'm sure there are sort of minor issues with the sounds. I'm not an expert on these trains. I've only been on them once or twice. Well, once, but several times up and down the line. But you get the point. I've only actually been to the Isle of Wight once, so I'm not an expert on these by any stretch of the imagination. But yeah, no, it sounds, from sort of my experience of it, my limited experience of them, it sounds acceptable. I've got no problems with sort of how it is, especially the whistle. I love the whistle on this thing. Apart from the looping of it, of course. The looping's a bit off, but other than that, it's fine. So yeah, Sandown, how late are we? We're only about 40 seconds by the time we stop. That's not too bad really, is it? We could be worse, we could be worse. Right, I know the marker's down the end, but I'm gonna stop. I think they stop around sort of the middle-ish. So, on this direction. Again, it's been a little while since I was over there, but I'm sure it's around this kind of area that they stop. So, the rear, roughly around the back of this, I'm pretty sure, so, you know. Anywho, bye! Oh my god, she's gone to space! Well, he was pretty keen to get out of here. He, she, I didn't actually see. That was, okay, fair enough. Have a good time. Bring back some moon rocks. Mind the doors, doors closing. There we go. There we go. I didn't even take the key out, did I? I just casually left the cab for anybody to nick the train. Lovely. Anyway, there we go. I'm going to leave the cab light on, actually, because I know a couple of people like it when the cab lights are on, I think. And it's not the best sort of weather to be doing a video in, not night time. Really, if I was doing a video, it'd be in the daytime. But, you know, this is the last run that this train will ever do in real life. So, and it will be this train, ironically enough, as well. I was hoping I might get 7, but I didn't think I would. And I've not restarted the game several times to try and get this number. No, this is genuinely the first time I've loaded up the game. it's genuinely given me number 7 the first time, so I'm pretty pleased with this spawn. Again, I would have used an Island Line reskin, but the livery editor, or sort of applying custom liveries in-game, is actually broken on the LRY at the moment. So we'll just have to, for now, go with this. But it's still sort of a nice tribute for the trains. Final day and all that. It's nice that we actually did get it in the in Train Sim world. It sort of rings home nicely the fact that we actually have got it before the trains have ended, sort of thing. It's like a nice memento, whatever you want to call it, about, you know, just that they were a thing. I know we've had it in Train Sim Classic for a long time, and it's been represented in so many other mediums. Transport Fever had a mod for it, no doubt Trains, just about probably any other train simulator that offers realistic sort of driving experiences. But you know, get what I mean. Anything that like offers real routes would have probably represented the Island Line at some point. Even Roblox games have it built into them, like the trains and stuff. So you know, it's quite synonymous, and people genuinely love these trains. And it's sad to see them go. If you've ever been on one, you'll know how much character they actually have. Bouncing along the line. Now, no doubt that's due to probably the track rather than the suspension. But honestly, it's just the most. It's just lovely. When I was over there with a couple of my mates, and we were we got talking to some of the locals. Ironically enough, they just sort of they're sort of looking around, and we were commenting on the bouncing because there's an area where it's really bouncy. They were just saying, "Oh yeah, it's always bouncy." But apparently they were saying that there's one place outside St Johns that it's always got bouncy track, and yet nobody knows why, and nobody knows how to fix it. Apparently Network Rail have tried to fix it a lot of times, and apparently it's just not fixable. They sort of sort it out, and then after a little while it just becomes bouncy again, which I think's great. It's just something about that. It's like, oh wow, that, you know, that wouldn't be tolerated anywhere else. But the Island Line's just different. It's not particularly sort of important, if you get what I mean. It's important to the residents of the island, but as far as the National Rail Network is concerned, it's pretty irrelevant. So it sort of gets a little sort of overlooked, and there's just something about that. Right, so put it into neutral, take the key. No doubt I'll sit down and think, why isn't it moving? But open the doors. There we go. We can do it with a guard, really. So this is where multiplayer would come into its own. If we had Train Sim multiplayer, you could have one person as the guard and one person as the driver, and you could, like, if we check tickets, that'd be amazing if you could check tickets as well. It'd give you something to do while the train's actually moving. You just, you know, walk through the train, checking all the tickets, operating the doors when you need to, all that kind of stuff. You know, it'd just be great. I'd love to see that. That's how they need to implement multiplayer. Well, we've got a couple of seconds. Right, so with braiding here, apparently during their closures, they're actually going to add in the passing loop. If you don't know, this used to be a passing loop in here, and there was also a little branch line over here. They took out the passing loop long ago. Now there's just a passing loop at St Johns and St Johns that way, and Sandown that way. But yeah, apparently they're going to add it back. Also, if anybody's watched Jeff Marshall's video, you'll know that he was saying apparently one of the Island Line trains may be sitting in this platform. They're going to put a little bit of track in there, just literally probably long enough to house the train, and then they're just going to sit one of these in there and just use it as a static display along with the signal box over the side. Because according to somebody, probably Jeff Marshall again, but the sort of the footbridge apparently can only support one person at a time because it's so old. So Braden's quite an interesting place, really. So, but yeah, I can't wait to see if they actually leave a train over the back. It'd be a shame because obviously it'll be disconnected from the main line, but it would be nice if it's actually there, and just left there, sort of thing. You know, it'd be a nice gesture. Just leave one. Apparently, 2 of these are going to be staying on the Isle of Wight Steam Railway, and one of them is actually going to be going to the Epinonga Railway. And I think they're going to be. I think the plan is to try and use it as a coaching stock, as if it, and sort of repaint it back into LT red. I think they want to do it, but they also want to get hold of a pair of, or at least one. I think it's a pair though, of battery locos from London Underground when they finish using, and they want to pull this, whichever one they get. They want to pull it with the battery locos. So that'll actually be really cool if they do that, and I'll be watching that one to hopefully some of the battery locos get preserved in that way, because that'd be a really nice consist, I reckon. The battery loco and one of these together. You know, a bit little London Underground consist, but the history of these things, honestly. I mean, they're so old now, they're probably falling apart, but they're just so lovely. There's just, they just don't, you know what I'm trying to say. I love them. I just love them. And it will be sad when they're gone. But hey ho, I guess time to move on. Ex-London Underground trains still coming to the Isle of Wight. This is the third generation Isle of Wight trains, London Underground trains. Obviously they had, they're getting the D trains now. 484s I think they're going to be. 483s, which are these ones. I'm not entirely sure what the standard stocks were. They could have been 482s, possibly. But obviously they had them before they had these. And then obviously before that, it was all sort of standard gauge British rail stock. But that was way back in the days when all of the old railway lines existed and the island was covered in railways. Not been a mainline train on these tracks for a very long time, other than a tamper. Because they do occasionally have a tamper go over here, I think, just to sort of level the track off and all that kind of stuff. Make sure it's all as good as it can be. Probably not that often, but you know, it does go over there occasionally, so can't complain. It's a lovely little run. I love this route in Trains and World. It's not long, it's not overly impressive, it's just pretty though. And there's just something about it. I love it. I would say this is probably the route I've driven second most next to the Bakerloo line. I've been up and down this line so many times in this game. It's crazy. I love it. Absolutely love it. Right, obviously we're not going to be stopping at Smallbrook Junction at this time of night. Well, that would be totally pointless, because there would be no steam railway running right now. Considering it's gone 11 o'clock at night. We've got a limit of 30 beyond the station. There's the warp board for it. I guess it's also the last time that London Underground spanner type keys are going to be used for the trains on the line. Because, yeah, go vehicle. I saw it, I was like, hang on a second, is that to stop at Smallbrook? And I was like, nah, it's not. But yeah, these keys, I think they're sort of regular old master keys on the D trains now. I think they swapped them out for regular old master keys rather than train keys. So, yeah, last time we're going to have spanner keys on the Island line. Nice 44 mile an hour. The other train should already be in a depot by now, technically. If all goes to plan, we'll be coming back to the depot in a little while. I'm going to do the last run. You've got to. You've got to do the last run. Full thrash down the entire island line. I think we did it the other way in the old video, so it's good to be coming back this way now. Straight onto the pier, back down to St Johns, and then yeah, And then that's pretty much it. Put a bit more brake on. There we go. I don't want to go flying through this station really, if I can help it. They stop. I think the marker's down the end somewhere. I'm pretty sure they stop near the end usually anyway. Nice. Screeching to a halt. Take the key out. Leave the cab. I mean, technically I probably should close the door while it's while there's nobody there, just in case they mess with the brakes and stuff, but you know, it's only a game, it's fine. Nobody's particularly interested in seeing the cab. Fair enough. This, with any luck, is where we'll be terminating in a little while. Where's that other train gone? Is it here? Yeah, there it is. There it is, it's sitting in the depot. Wait. Oh, I fell on the track. That's not what I intended to do. But hang on a second. Let's just ignore the fact that 007 is everywhere and the fact that the other 007 has passengers while it's in the depot, and all will be good. All will be good. But yeah, why is there a second? Why did they have, of all the numbers it could generate, I would have loved it if it had been 8 or 6, but you know, of all the numbers it could generate, it had to generate the exact same one that I'm driving anyway. Honestly, what is this? Game, can you I'm gonna take a screenshot of that. Can you like behave, please, game? Might be nice, you know. Of all the numbers you could have spawned in, even something that doesn't even exist, like number 1 or number 10 or whatever, you know. And you had to choose the exact same one as I've got. Okay. Anyway. Lock the doors. Get back in the cab. Right, first notch. Whistle. It's a shame the other ones aren't sort of static AI around the depot. The ones that are still here. Like 4, 9, whichever ones. There's 7, 6, 8. There's one more. There's one more, which is 3, I think. I'm pretty sure it's 3. The others have been cut up already, but yeah, there's 6 left. 4 have gone. Well, of course, that's at the time of recording. 2 of the old ones are going to be cut up. We would imagine so, and obviously 4 of them are apparently staying. 3 on the island, 1 in Epinonga. Let's just hope that all does go to plan, and I'm not telling you stuff that's already been confirmed. It's not happening. I've not heard anything different since, so all should be going well with that. I know the Epinonga have officially announced that they have secured one, so that's definitely at least one I know for a fact is being saved. And the Isle of Wight ones, I don't really have many sources on, but I've got several sources, including their own sites that the Epinonga one's being saved. So yay, that's going to be either 6 or 8 apparently, from what I hear. That's which one's coming back to the mainland. So yeah. Ryde Esplanade, Ryde Pier Head. Last 2 stops. I actually set this up for winter, but I ditched all the snow because clearly at the moment there's no snow on the Isle of Wight. There's snow obviously in other parts of the country, but on the Isle of Wight, nah, no snow. So up it into full power just to get up the hill. So yeah, you know, I bet honestly, if it wasn't for COVID, I bet this train would have been absolutely packed tonight. I mean, it probably still will be anyway, to be honest. It wouldn't surprise me if a lot of people still go for it. But these stations and this train would have been absolutely rammed, I imagine. The only reason why they may not have been is depending on what time the last ferry slash catamaran slash hovercraft leaves. If they leave quite early, then there may not be enough time to get all the way from here and back and all that. But then a lot of people would have probably stayed in a hotel on the island overnight, so gone back tomorrow. So you know, it's a shame these don't work. Shame they didn't import the same technology as they used before with the Bakerloo line and just had them scrolling through, even if they didn't do anything particularly interesting. Just sort of the same setup as the Bakerloo line's got. That's all I want to see. So yeah, here we go. Last time out onto the pier. I mean, technically, it isn't, obviously, because you can trains in world. You know, you can drive it whenever you want and all that. But you know, for argument's sake, say this is real world. You know, this is definitely the last time it'll ever go out on the pier. At this time tonight, well, approximately. I think the timetable might be slightly different in reality to what it is here. Mind the doors. Mind the doors. Doors closing. There we go. Sit down. Brakes off. And out we go. Onto the pier. Okay. Bit of whistle action for y'all. It's 20 miles an hour. Even though I'm actually just doing one. There we go. Cool, cool. $16, $15. Of course, they stop quite a way down the platform, so we are going to do the same. Not exactly sure where, but they do seem to stop quite a way down for some reason. This will do. This will do nicely. Right. Cool. Are you all happy? Last time that cab will ever be used in passenger service. There you go. Last time that guy will ever be able to walk through the floor. Good grief. Alright, shut the cab down, I guess. Cab key out. I think that goes into Westinghouse hold. No, I think it goes into EP Max. That's off. Lever off. Seat up. Although we'll need it in a sec. But, you know. Right, I'm going to leave the cab light on. Turn the headlights off. Instruments off. Lock the door. Right, lock doors. That's the instruction we have. Close doors. Right, okay, I'm going to open these. We should now gain our points. Yep. Continue free roam. If I sit down in this end quickly. Begin. How long have we got to wait? 17. We've got a couple of minutes. That's alright then. Turn the cab on. Cab light. That. On. Leave the key out for the second. What's that? EP Max. Yeah, we left the other one in other end in EP Max. So we'll do the same thing as we did earlier. Let's release the doors. There we go. close them for the second. Close the cab as well while I'm not on the train. Oh, there's the marker. Okay. S-car marker's a little bit forward. I didn't actually see it when I was pulling in, so fair enough. Ryde Pier Head. There we go. Go for a wander, shall we? Have a look around while we're waiting. This is interesting because you can't go through there in real life, I don't think. I think it's blocked off. I think there's a sort of a fence across the end of this. You could use a torch, but... the smart card readers, please present card online. This is quite nice, although this doesn't run along here. I know that for a fact because there's a bench over here in real life, somewhere around here, and we had to run for the ferry, and we sort of ran across this area, so we couldn't have done that. Also, there's a little sort of booth advertising the I'll check that, cool. Yeah, advertising the steam railway there, which clearly isn't here in the route, but oh well. Corridor, I don't remember this corridor, to be honest. I really don't. This runs down the end here. This in here is a toilet, I can tell you that much. And then you come down here. Oh, hello, I didn't even realise that was there. Okay. We have a ticket. From Shanklin to Ryde Pier Head. Somebody used their ticket and then just pinned it on the notice board before they left on the ferry, did they? Caution, automatic door. Yeah, this extends out, I believe, and meets up with the ferry. Of course, there probably isn't a railing here. I think this probably would go right to the end, I'd imagine. And then, yeah, it's just a car park. It's a shame they didn't have Portsmouth over the other side, but it probably wouldn't render. So I can see why they didn't on that front. Bus. I don't know if a bus would be allowed up here, actually. It might be too heavy. Don't know indeed. What I do like about this route though is that you can actually walk up the pier. Anyway, we better get back to our train because the service is starting now, and of course we want to be ready. What? Oh right, okay. We've got this glitch occurred because the service started while we weren't sitting down, and therefore the doors will be controlled automatically by the train, even though we can drive. Apparently, I found an answer to this one. I did a video covering this glitch, but apparently it's because of the train sort of thinks it's AI when you're not in it when the service starts, and yet it knows it isn't AI, if that makes any sense. So it's not driven automatically, but the doors are controlled automatically. So it's a weird one, but you know, it's kind of cool. You would have a guard in real life, and this is what I said about a guard just a second ago. So let's open that for people to be able to see in. Do that. Forward one, right, okay, we'll put that into EP Min. I think everything else has been set up, hasn't it? Pretty sure it has. None of these switches are operable. Oh well. Now we just wait for the doors to close. I've got to go around that every time. That's fun. Oh, do you reckon we could, does it? Let me in. I want to drive it from... There we go. Oh, if I can go up the top, I want to be able to drive it from there. He's actually wearing the LT uniform. See, there goes the doors. Right, I'm going to drive it from here, I think. Get the full passenger experience. Oh, I was in the wrong camera mode. Oh well, I'm not going to drive it from there apparently then. I'm going to get flung out the train. The game realised what I'd done, and it wasn't happy. Right, power off. Power up. 19, 20, power off. Last departure from the pier head. So that's it then, the last time one of these will ever cross this pier. Of course it isn't technically, because we've got a few hours for that yet. It's about 5 o'clock when I'm recording this, so you know, there's a few hours until this actually occurs in real life, but might as well do it as part of a video, why not? Start braking a bit. Go to where the wall ends. So yeah, a little bit further than I wanted, but oh well, we're under the canopy, so that's fine. Right, doors open on their own now. This time, 3 is what I want. There you go, we can do it. We can do it now. This time it should work, though. Nobody's in this carriage, everybody wants the other one. Fair enough. Doors close. There we go. Right, okay, here we go. Passenger view. Can I operate any of the controls? Oh, I can as well. I can actually operate the controls with my mouse. I can open the door with my mouse from inside the passenger saloon. Intriguing. And it kicked me out in the tunnel. Okay, I've never seen that one before, but fair enough. I suppose it makes sense because it's technically underground, so the game gets confused, I guess. But, you know, you can kind of, if you sneak on while the doors are open, you can kind of create your own passenger view. That's the point to be had there. You can make your own passenger view while the doors are open. Only problem is, if you do get kicked out, you can't get back into your passenger view until the doors are opened again, because you need to be able to actually take your camera through the open doors to get on board the train. Come on, hit 20. There's 20. Power off. It will quickly roll back down to probably 18, 17. I mean, I could put the key into a forward 2, but I won't push it. I won't push it. We'll restrict our speed in forward 1. Okay, and here we go. The final stop. It is a bit like actually driving the last train. It's pretty cool. Nice. Well, that's that then. The end of an era. I like that. That's Network South East maquette. But these are all the old Metropolitan line maquette. All of them. You might want to get off the train. This is the last stop, mate. Terminates here. All change, please. Everybody off. Thank you for travelling with the Island Line, with the 483s, of course. See you in a few months when the D trains come in. That's the end of that. This is literally what it's going to be like tonight when the trains finish for the last time. I'm slightly curious about this band around the random lamp. But, you know, sure, whatever. Have they all got it? They have. Is it a, looks like part of a texture. I think they've not looped the texture properly. I think the texture's only that long, and then they meant to loop it, but they forgot. They didn't make it quite long enough. Doors closed. Ryde St Johns siding 5. That's it, technically. There are people on, but you know, whatever. Let's do this, because we don't need any saloon lighting now. And toot everybody as we go, as they often do on the last run. They might not, because it's gone 11 o'clock at night, but you know, there might not even be anybody here by this time of night, especially without COVID being a thing. With COVID being a thing, but you know, you can dream, you can imagine that this is a universe where COVID never existed, and everything went as planned. I'm going to assume this is 15. I think it might be 20, but I'm going to assume it's 15 to be safe. I've got to use the stop at location thing now to actually work out where it wants me to stop, otherwise it will just have a go at me. It won't let me do anything. And there we go. Anywhere here. Right, headlight off, cab light off, instrument lights off. Probably should have left the cab light on, but you know. Off. EP max. Key off. Key out. Is the key out? I think the key came out. There's the key. Right, okay. Walk down the train. Yeah, mate, you're going to be stuck on here for a while. You're going to be cut up with the train. Is that alright? Not that this one's probably going to be cut up, but you get the point. You know, this train is never to stop at another passenger stop again. This is it. Begin, yes. Right. Stick that key in. Stick that key in. Come on, come on. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Door closed. Oh, okay. It's because I didn't have the mask. It came out. It came out. It makes it sound like it fell out or something. Right, okay. We want our headlights on. We want our instrument lights on. Here we go. Final roll forward. Again, I'm going to assume it's 15 around the depot. Is that meant? Are we meant to be going this way? I hope so. Oh, we're going into platform 3. I see. Okay, we're not going onto the depot siding. Okay, fair enough. I didn't read it properly, so you know. There we go. There we go indeed. Okay, so we're going to return to free roam. Let's key out. Brake on. Headlights off. Instrument lights off. Key out. Cab lights off, chair up, door open, And there we go. In real world terms, that's the Island Line service complete. No more Island Line trains. Oh well, for the month, for the until like April, I think it is. But apart from that, of course, there's no more of these. No more 483s anymore. All gone. So yeah, hopefully you have enjoyed this this sort of my farewell tribute to these trains. It's a shame to see them go, but unfortunately, you know, they need to unfortunately move on to something else. So yeah. Anyway guys, thank you very much for watching this video. That's pretty much it. I will see you all next time. Goodbye.